Greetings everyone, this is part 2 of What If Female Issei Was the Reincarnation of kokushibo. Now, if you guys remember in the last part, I asked whether you wanted me to give Michikatsu the boosted gear or not. And a majority of you did say that you wanted it, but some of you said that you didn't want it. And the numbers for those two were pretty close, so I came up with a compromise. She will have the boosted gear, but she will use it rarely, mainly because she will more rely on her sword skills more than the boosted gear, though she will use the boosted gear sometimes. And I did see a comment on the eyes, on her not having the extra eyes, but I'd just like to explain a little bit here, which will be a bit of manga spoilers. If you don't want that, skip ahead. The main reason kokushibo has the 6 eyes is because it makes it easier for him to keep track of combat, because if you guys have ever been in a fight, I'm not necessarily saying I have, but if you guys have ever been in a fight, you'll know that it's very difficult to track an opponent's position with 2 eyes. So kokushibo has 6 to make that a lot easier, and so that they can fight multiple opponents. So I will be doing that, but she won't use it unless she's having extreme difficulties or fighting multiple opponents. Alright, so let's continue. So where we last left off, Rias had walked out on Michikatsu Michikatsu Hyodo, asking if they were a stray demon. As Michikatsu would respond with, "I am no stray, Miss Gremory. And in fact, I already am well aware that you are a demon, so you don't even need to hide that from me." As Rias would be surprised, as she would say, how could you tell? As she would begin to tap her nose, as she would say, "A nose never lies." As Rias would say, "That still doesn't answer my question. Are you a rogue demon, damn it." As she would say, as Michikatsu would respond with, "No, I'm no rogue devil. Though in my past life, I was a demon, and it seems that some of my capabilities have been transferred over. As the hole that was made in her gut, the last episode, would begin to heal back up and close." And she would say, "But that by no means dictates that I am a stray." As Rias would say, "Well then, that's fair enough. But we can't just let you be walking around we can't have you just walking around and risk you getting into another attack. So, how about we make a deal?" As Rias would continue, "You join my household, and you'll be protected from any other households that would try to eliminate you. And you will basically help us in our endeavors. Does that sound like a deal?" As Michikatsu would chuckle a bit, as she'd say, "You drive a hard bargain, Miss Gremory. Well then, it's a deal. And I will return to the former glory that I was in my past life." As Rias would say, "Well then, it's a deal." As they would go through the whole demon thing, giving her the 8 chess pieces, 8 pawns that Rias had, and bada bing bada boom. Michikatsu is now part of House Gremory. You're welcome. Sorry about that. I thought I heard somebody coming into the room. Anyway, as the next day would roll about, as Michikatsu would be awaiting being picked up to head to the occult club. Now, just a little tidbit right here, since I'm only halfway through, I'll only be doing these High School DxD episodes episode by episode for each season, so each part will be about 10 minutes. So I'm sorry if you guys find this annoying, but I find it easier for my mental state. Okay, so let's continue. So Michikatsu is currently in class, waiting for the pickup. Sorry, my brain stopped for a second there. As Michikatsu would be picked up by Yuta for the cult club meeting. The bunch of the girls in the class would be wondering, why is Yuta taking one of the girls from the kendo club to the occult club? As another one would whisper, I didn't know she had such a dark side to her that she'd look into stuff like that. As once they get to the occult club, Michikatsu would meet Koneko, where she would then where Michikatsu would then sit down, as she basically, I'm going to basically summarize her outfit right now. She's basically wearing the normal high DxD school uniform, but she also has her kimono underneath it. As you can see, it's basically the same one in the image. As she would begin to take off the uniform, as she would be wearing her kimono underneath. As Rias would come, my brain's not wanting to work today. Akino would come out and greet her, as Rias would come out the shower that she was in, as Rias would basically explain everything about the devils, the fallen angels, and the angels, and all about that. As Rias would say, you are an actual quite interesting case, because you're not like any other demon I have seen. Now tell me, you said you were a reincarnation of a demon, but exactly what type of demon? As Michikatsu would then sigh, as she'd say, well, this was going to come out sooner or later. As she'd then explain that in her past life, she was a man known as Michikatsu Tsujikuni, and she was the son of a lord in their land. As he then basically goes through his entire history, she had a twin brother, how her twin brother was raised differently from her, how he then ran off and then became a demon slayer, how Michikatsu became a demon slayer, and basically all the events that Michikatsu went through, all the way up to her first death. As everybody in the occult club is just surprised by this, as they have never heard of a upper moon demon. As she would then explain, Michikatsu would then explain that the upper moons, or the 12 moon demons, or the 12 Kizuki, were a group of demons, powerful demons, who were directly related to the demon king of my world, Muzan, my old world. So due to the demons, like you explained, not existing, we were the closest things to that. As she would say, so you're saying that there are other demon kings in other worlds. Not just like Satan, as she would say, yes, there is a large possibility that they're in other worlds. There are other demon kings of their respective worlds, and I believe it'd be best if we do not interfere with those worlds. As Rias would say, well then, I guess that'll be the case. Now then, the fallen angel girl, I forgot her name, did talk about the abyssal gear when Michikazu did fake her death originally. As Brias and her would go through the whole thing about focusing on the part of your body that feels the strongest. As she would focus, but like in canon, nothing really happened. As Michikatsu was then sent out on delivery duty with she was sent out on delivery duty to do the deliveries, as the guy that she had delivered to would get into an argument with her about I think it was Dragon Boy. Yeah, it was Dragon Boy. As she's basically like not even wanting to do anything with it. She just wants to get the pact done, over and done with, and get out. As, unlike in canon, she'd actually end up sealing this pact. As she'd then get on her bike and then cycle off like in canon. As the fallen angel would encounter her. As this was the same fallen angel. I do not remember any of the fallen angels' names, mainly because, one, I don't really care about them, and two, they're only around for a couple episodes before they're dead. Anyways, as Michikatsu would then calmly go off her bike, as you'd see, so another fallen angel has come to get their feathers plucked. Well then, as she would pop out her sword, as the eyes would begin to open on the sword, as she'd say, let's see how long you can last, because your friend only lasted a couple seconds before they ran off like a coward. As now, I don't remember all of the moon breathing forms, so I'm just going to refer to them as the form, then the number, not the name. As this fallen angel would charge towards her, as she'd say, moon breathing, first form. As she would then flash at her, as moon crescents would come out of the flash, and basically sort of like scathe her, as she would basically check where the moon crescents had hit, as she would find that she was bleeding a little bit. As she'd say, well then, congratulations, you're one of the first demons to ever land a hit on me, and now you're going to be the first to die. As she would say, Michikatsu would say, oh, I don't think I will be dying that easily. As then House Gremory would come, as Rias's peerage would basically jump out of the fallen angel, as the fallen angel would run away like in canon. As Michikatsu would then put her sword away, as she'd say, I'll meet you all back at the occult club. I'd gotten the pact. See you all there. As she'd then cycle off. And that is where I'm going to be leaving part 2 off. I'll probably upload this on Monday. No, not Monday, Tuesday, since this is Monday right now. So if I upload this on Tuesday, then you'll know. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Ta-ta.